Learn English easily. The Lord of Light and Love. Once upon a time, I, the Lord of England, lived in a big, beautiful castle. My castle was huge, and it was always filled with joyful parties and beautiful decorations. I wore very shiny and expensive clothes, and every day was full of treats, with many helpers to do everything I wanted. The air smelled of delicious food that was always on my tables. Every bite was full of different yummy tastes. My life was full of happiness and fancy things, and every moment was like a beautiful dance in a wonderful garden. One day, I felt like going on an adventure, and I found myself riding my brave horse through a thick, mysterious jungle. My heart was beating fast because I was excited to explore places I didn't know and find hidden secrets. The sounds of the leaves seemed to tell secret stories, and the moving shadows seemed to hide many mysteries. However, my journey into the unknown turned scary when I met a group of people who lived in the jungle. They seemed unfriendly and dangerous, and I became very afraid. I made my horse run fast to get away, and the faces of the unknown people stayed in my mind. In this jungle, everything seemed new and hidden. Every step I took felt like walking into a new story, and my eyes were wide open, trying to see everything. The tall trees seemed to be whispering secrets to each other, and the shadows played hide and seek. I could hear the sounds of unknown animals, and it felt like every leaf had a story to tell. But meeting those jungle people made my adventure scary. They looked at me in a way that made my heart beat faster, in fear. So I held onto my horse tightly and ran away as fast as I could. The scary thoughts of what could have happened stayed with me as I ran. Leaving the scary and nervous feelings behind, I found a safe place. It was a small, simple wooden house right at the end of the jungle. The people living in this little house were an old man whose face told many stories, and his son, who couldn't move around like others, but was very strong in spirit. Their lives were so different from mine, very simple, but full of love. Their house wasn't big or fancy, but it was full of warmth and care. The old man was very kind, and his son was very brave, and they both welcomed me with open arms. They let me see and be a part of their simple but happy life. In this small house, every day was simple but special. The old man would share stories that his wrinkled face seemed to hold, stories of times gone by, of lessons learned. His son, despite his difficulties, would listen and share his joy and strength with all of us. They didn't have much, but what they had was enough. They shared their meals, their laughter, and their love with me. And in this simple, loving space, I felt safe and welcomed, learning about life in ways I never knew before. In their small and simple house, I saw how deeply they loved and cared for each other. The old man loved his son very much, and his hands, which showed signs of a hard life, were a source of comfort for his son. Their loving touch spoke louder than words and showed the many sacrifices they made for each other. They didn't have fancy feasts, but their meals were full of happiness and togetherness. Every bite was a way to say thank you, and every drink was a moment of joy. Their days were not filled with rich and fancy things, but they were full of love and respect for each other. In this simple home, with every shadow and every light, I saw how beautiful real love and giving can be. The way the old man cared for his son, the way they shared everything, it was like a beautiful song of love and giving. They didn't have much, but they were happy. Their meals were simple, but they enjoyed every bite and every moment together, laughing and sharing stories. They were thankful for every little thing, and their happiness was true and pure. They didn't have riches or luxury, but their lives were rich with love, kindness, and respect for each other. In their simple and loving way of living, I learned a lot about what truly matters in life. Every day I spent with the old man and his son taught me more about what life really means. I learned that life is not about having big parties in fancy halls, but about sharing love and kindness in simple ways. The real treasure is not having lots of gold and jewels, but doing small acts of love and saying kind words to make others feel better. The true meaning of life is not about being born rich and important, but about being good, kind, and caring to each other. Being with the old man and his son showed me what real richness is. It's not about how much gold you have, but about how much love and kindness you share. I understood that being a lord wasn't about the title I was born with, but about how I treat others and how I help those who need it. The true meaning of life is not about getting more wealth and power, but about spreading love and understanding, helping others, and being a source of hope for those who are lost or in trouble. In their small house, every moment was a lesson about real values in life. I saw that happiness doesn't come from expensive things, but from being with the people we love and care for. It's the little acts of kindness, the gentle words, and the shared laughter that make life beautiful. It's not about what we inherit, but about what we earn through our good deeds and shared kindness that truly defines who we are. My time with them was a journey to understanding true richness. It's the richness of the heart, filled with love and compassion, that really matters. I realize that my real identity is not about being a lord by birth, but about the kindness and compassion I show to others. The true essence of life is about giving love, extending help to those who are in need, and being a light for those who are struggling in darkness. Every shared meal, every shared story, and every shared laughter in that small house taught me more about the beauty of simplicity, kindness, and shared humanity than all my years in the castle. When I came back to my big castle, I felt different inside. My heart was filled with new understanding and wisdom that the old man and his son taught me. My castle was still full of riches, but it became a place where love and friendship were more important. My tables still had lots of delicious food, but they became places where people shared happiness and thanks. My clothes were still fancy, but they started to mean something more, about being together and caring for each other. Every day was full of shared love, and every night we all hoped together. The old man and his son were not there, but I felt their teachings in my heart during every party and celebration. I, the leader of England, was not just living in a place with golden walls, but started to spread love and kindness to others. I learned that being a true leader means serving others with a loving heart and open arms. Back in my castle, everything looked the same, but it felt different. The castle, the food, the clothes, everything reminded me of the love and kindness I learned from the old man and his son. I started to see my castle not just as a place of wealth, but as a home of love and togetherness. Every meal we had was not just about enjoying the food, but about being thankful and sharing joy with each other. My fancy clothes became a way to show that we are all humans who care for each other. Every day and every night, I remembered the lessons I learned from the old man and his son. They were not with me, but their words and teachings were always in my heart. Now I, the Lord of England, was not just a person living in a luxurious place, but became someone who brought love and kindness to others. I realized that being a true Lord means loving and helping people with all my heart.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for more.